Hi, I'm Sasha.
I'm Kirsten.
It's your baby boy, Brice Izyah.
And this is Mess Magnets.
We're back, baby.
Yes, and we're on YouTube again. Hello.
We're here.
If you're watching us, I think this is the one you listen to. I mean, look at me. I said it opposite. Here I am. If you're listening to us, this is the one you watch, is what I meant. But anyway,
Yes. We've got mess.
Yes, it's already messy. Look at me. But listen, we have to introduce, because apparently you don't know our guest, as if. But this is Brice. Brice is here from the Purple Pants podcast, from Survivor. Honestly, king of my heart. Brice is here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here, Brice.
Yes, thank you too for being so messy because I'm a magnet and I just have to be up in here with y'all. So I'm excited. It's like I feel like I should have been on here a long time ago, but we starting the year off 2024 right.
Yes, we've been waiting. We've been teasing without actually asking you first, but we were like, we have to ask Brice for the next Oops All Anonymous. Like, it has to be him. But then you were in your Survivor watch party bag. So it's fine. We had to wait for you.
Well, I like how we're saying that like we asked and
We
he
never
said,
even
oh
asked,
no, after
by
Survivor.
the
We
way.
literally were just like, no, he's busy. We'll wait until Survivor's over.
That's the best.
I always got time. So I'm glad you asked because I'm here.
Always. Also, if you don't know, this is not going to be a regular Mess Magnets. And maybe you're checking us out for the first time because of Brice. So Mess Magnets is a pop culture, celebrity gossip. Honestly, you name it, we're talking about it. And usually we end every podcast with a anonymous segment submitted by you, the listener. But today we're doing something even more special. Kirsten has done a lot of hard work finding all of your anonymous, and Brice is joining us for an Oops All Anonymous. So it's all listener mess for this whole hour.
It's a lot.
No,
y'all
you're
are
welcome.
messy as hell. I
Oh.
have to say, I was going through, and only so many can make the Oops All Anonymous episode, right? And some of these have been waiting for a long time, and then some are more new. So if you submitted mess and it's not in this episode, don't worry, it's still going to be on the podcast. It's just not this one because unfortunately we can't just sit here for 6 hours gossiping about you all.
We can, but we shouldn't, rather.
It'd be too much. Oh my
yes. God. Kirsten, do we have any new reviews or ratings?
I was going to say we don't. We have no new ratings, no new reviews since last week. And, you know, it just hurts. I feel like the listeners are not, you know, respecting us as content creators.
We're working so hard. Okay, we're trying to get to 400 5-star reviews. Help us out. We're close. We're like less than 30 away. I don't do math, but less than 30.
I think we're still 26 away.
Okay, come on. Just 26 is my birthday, but like we don't want to stay 26 away, right? We don't. No. Get us to 400, please. Help.
It's an order. That's what she said.
Now.
Oh my God. Yes. And then also, you know, it's cold out there. If you want to warm up, you can buy the UMass crew necks at robpezwebsite.com/shop. They're super cozy and warm. So that's another way that you can support the show. Or you could just tell a friend and maybe they'll listen and then they'll leave us a review. So that's great too. Should we just get into the mess? Should we just do it?
Are you ready, Brice?
I'm ready. I want to know what's going on.
Yes. And Brice has not read any of these ahead of time. So the reactions I feel I'm so excited for. Not to hype this up too much, but I'm ready.
Oh my God. Because she will. If you're not reacting, and now she'll be like, Brice, react better. I'll give you an order.
Cut.
Okay. So this is the first one that we've pulled. It's a kind of some military mess, and it is long, but it's wild. So I felt like we had to just start with it. So our messenger said that she's made it into a congruent storyline as best as she could. And so the people involved are our messenger. She's a she, her. Her friend Ray, not his real name, who is he, him, and his partner Kay, who is she, her. So Ray and Kay, easy to remember.
I appreciate you, messenger. Yes.
Our messenger was best friends with Ray from elementary school, so over 20 years of friendship, and it's been through middle school, high school, through college, just like all through their lives. They come in and out of each other's lives as close friends. So all of this mess is from 2014. So this is a 10-year-old mess, which I love. So our messenger had her first real job, making money, having vacation time. So she went to visit Ray.
Oh,
Ray is in the military.
okay.
And he's made his life there. He's living off base with his roommate, and he's working. He's got one deployment under his belt. They go on a road trip together, and he catches our messenger up on the girl he just started dating.
Oof. Be careful with these military boys now.
Period. So they've been friends, again, decades, and Ray had never had a girlfriend or even gone on any dates. So this is all new and surprising information for our messenger.
Ray, what the hell?
And Ray's like, it's serious.
Did you get her pregnant?
We'll see about that.
Oh.
So he's sad because he has to go on deployment, which would mean he would have to go live on the base, and then he wouldn't have his dogs with him. And our messenger is like, okay, well, and the relationship is obviously just going to end. So
Yeah.
that's what she thought was going to happen. 2 months later, it's Ray's birthday. He got his deployment settled, and on the day of his birthday, our messenger wakes up and sees so many posts on Ray's Facebook congratulating him on his wedding. 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're married. So our messenger calls him and says, wow, that's a weird prank to pull for your birthday. And he's like, no, it's not a prank. It's real. I've married the girl that I've been dating so that I can live off base during my deployment, have my dogs, have my girl.
Oh,
smart man.
Right. He said, this girl is the girl for me.
Oh, if he was in jail, he would have got married so he could have conjugal visits. But okay,
correct.
now you're getting married so you could live off base and walk your dog. Okay.
I guess that's just the way it goes.
Dogs are very important.
I mean, no, they are.
Yeah, how are you gonna give up your pet?
I don't know. We don't have any, but from what I've heard.
Okay, so our messenger tells Ray that he's stigmatized, which I think is interesting because his partner's a woman, but okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
And so at this point, Ray is 22 years old and his new wife is only 18.
Oh.
This is so military coded, like I can't.
He literally, like, I grew up on military bases. This is so military coded.
Yeah, like growing up in Oklahoma where the base is very close. This is the life that a lot of people choose. I'll say that.
Yes.
No shade, but they do.
A little shade.
Just live your life at 18, man. Damn it.
And so they didn't get to talk very long because he's getting so many calls from other people, from his friends and family, because he didn't tell them about the wedding either.
Well, how did the Facebook people know though? Right? Like, that's like.
Yes.
I'm curious. Like, all these people are calling, but who are these people that's sending the messages?
Yeah, so it looks like they had a courthouse wedding, but he was in a tux and she was in a full wedding dress, and they must have posted like a picture to Facebook, and that's why everyone's messaging and calling.
Okay,
I think.
all right. So that was his birthday post. Haha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Birthday, I'm married.
This is so ridiculous. But I know people that have done this.
But it goes from bad to worse.
Oh no.
So a few weeks after that, they had a friend vacation planned. And this was the first vacation of their friend group where partners were also included. So Ray brought his new wife along.
Okay.
She complained the whole time, threw literal tantrums, and just wanted to go home.
She is a literal child.
Right.
Yeah, she's 18.
She's 18. Yeah, and on the trip, they staged a mini intervention for their friend. And Ray said, no. Kay has had a bad life and we need to be more understanding of her. Like, she has trauma. So everyone's like, okay, fine, we'll be better.
What's the trauma? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
We don't know. We don't have the trauma. And I think that the trip was like way more of a shit show, but there's just no time to go into the
Yeah,
details. And then the
valid. We
story's
have
already
so
really
much
long.
to talk. We got a whole page. Yes.
We're not even done. So then it's like Christmas time, group holiday party. She demands apologies from everyone and confronts our messenger saying, I know you're in love with Ray.
Oh no, we're living in a little telenovela.
Yes. And our messenger has a boyfriend who she ends up marrying and was in
Yeah.
the room at this time. And our messenger says to Kay, if I wanted Ray, I could snap my fingers and he'd be mine.
Oh, well, I wonder what the boyfriend in the room was saying then.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So then they get in a fight.
Right.
She says, I just want Ray to be happy. And the Kay is crying and saying, no, I can treat him nicely. Okay.
This
Then
is crackhead ass energy. Like, what the actual fuck is going on?
this is why 18-year-olds should not be getting married. It's too much. And so then there's like a family vacation where it's also a disaster that she's there.
Well, yeah, that's his wife. Okay, I keep forgetting that's the wife. I was like, why would you bring your girlfriend on a family vacation? But no, that's the wife.
So then the relationship gets worse because this is where I'm confused because it says he moves her into his off-base housing. And I'm like, well, shouldn't she have moved in when they got married? I don't understand that.
Maybe
She had to finish
hadn't graduated. Yep.
Right, yeah.
No.
She had to finish school. She had a couple more credits.
I'm just assuming that, this is one of those like December babies that turned 18, but it's still in high school.
That makes it so much worse. But you're right. You're so right. You are so right. Well, they're living together and fighting every day.
Oh.
And they then go away together. Like he gets deployed to another country and she comes with him with the dogs.
Oh.
The dogs.
Their dogs. Ray says the first few months are good. They're making friends. She's treating him better. They're traveling and having fun. They're going to have an elaborate trip for their anniversary. But no.
Oh.
They then start fighting again to the point where she pulled a knife on him.
I read ahead for a second. I shouldn't have. Oh my god.
Is this Christian Rock?
Oh!
Okay.
Did Blueface submit this story?
He in jail now, but like it's all making sense. Yeah, he's in jail until like July.
Oh wow, I can't believe they actually got his ass. Oh,
But he got somebody to take care of the dog.
What's their name? Jaden.
Jada.
Jada.
Whatever her name is. Because Jada's song is a bop, though. Sorry.
Oh my god, feed the kids. Anyway.
So then it gets, I don't know, worse. I think the climax is a knife getting pulled, but apparently the actual climax is that one of Ray's military coworkers comes up to him and is like, "Hey, isn't this your wife on Tinder?"
Can't play a player is what I got from this, because we were thinking he was a low down dirty dog. It's her. I love it.
Yeah, she's been hooking up with guys all over the base. She's even started a relationship with someone. Then they have a really big fight and she goes to the police and claims that she's being abused.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah, because of the way the military process works in this situation, the commanding officer is like, I believe you in this situation, but hands are tied and he gets honorably discharged from the military.
So now the military wants to discharge people, but not when they're committing, no offense, actual crimes. All the shit that happens on this is not that podcast, but we did, I think, talk about it once. But stop this.
Yeah, this is wild. So he starts the divorce process, which our story says for real this time. So I have to assume that he started the divorce process multiple times. Yeah, so
this is so embarrassing for everyone involved.
It's too much. So his parents get him a lawyer because he's like 22, 23. He's a baby too. And she refuses to sign the divorce papers, saying she wants to reconcile.
Probably them benefits
Right.
she's getting.
Period. Yeah. She wants the support under the married GI Bill. So she doesn't want to leave him. And meanwhile, she is still hooking up with other guys and not answering his lawyer's calls. Even her family is signing statements saying like she's abusing the system. She doesn't really want to reconcile.
I'm sorry. This is girl boss gatekeep gaslight. And it's horrible. I'm sorry, Ray, but like she played your ass to hell.
Yeah. So it took 4 years for the divorce to be finalized.
But she could finally drink by the end of the divorce.
Yeah, at some point he didn't have to financially support her anymore, but like they were still married on paper. And now that it's finalized, the group of friends drank to his freedom and never talked about it again.
Imagine one of them is listening to this right.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? And the last update on Kay is that she is a dancer in Florida, exotic dancer. Yeah. And she's had a baby with someone that we don't know.
You know what? I will say I'm very surprised that there was no child involved here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the one last weird thing?
Oh my God.
So this couple got married in 2014. They divorced, I guess, in 2018. And she always kept Ray's last name the whole time.
Well, that's because it's you gotta pay to get your name changed. She ain't had no money. Like the GI Bill ain't supporting her. So
the money is gone. That new man is not marrying her. So and now she's a baby mama. So it's really curtains for her.
She started so promisingly.
We were rooting for you to keep girl bossing.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so I think that's the longest one that we had today.
Yeah, it is.
We just had to do it.
I want to update on Ray, not her. I want to know what Ray doing. Where Ray at?
Yeah, Ray says that he will never get married again, and he is just like chasing his passions.
With his dogs and traveling?
Yeah. And living off base.
Right.
It's very passionate about living off base.
Well, thankfully he's been discharged, so he doesn't have to worry about the base anymore.
Correct.
If you're honorably discharged, can you re-enlist?
That's a great question.
Honorable. Look at all of us being like, I
don't really know how that works. So an honorable discharge is the highest a service member can receive. It signifies individuals served with distinction, meeting our military standards. Yes, they are eligible for re-enlistment.
Okay. So Ray probably re-enlisted.
Ray has nothing else to do.
Oh no.
But pew pew, so.
I pray that he found something else to do.
Oh, look at this. This is a Reddit post. If I separate, what are my options for re-enlisting?
Is that Ray?
Is this Ray? Considering separation.
What year is it from? When's the post from?
2 years ago. Unless this separation maybe means something else, but this is very funny to me. This is from the Air Force. Oh. These pilots, man. You got it.
Those are the worst of the worst.
Really?
You never dated a pilot.
I mean, date is loose terms.
Okay, yeah. Enough to know the kind. That's what I mean.
I used to work in a store on the military base.
Oh.
And the Air Force base I lived at had every year a like an international fighter jet like show. It's called Maple.
Yes.
I don't live there anymore. It's called Maple Flag. It's in Cold Lake, Alberta. And I was 16 working in this store, and I literally had to wear a fake wedding ring so that all of the fighter pilots would leave me alone as a teenager. The only ones with any respect, the American soldiers, because you would just say, I'm 16, and they'd turn white as a ghost and leave.
They're not trying to catch a case, international
Exactly.
case.
You said out Lake Alberta?
Cold Lake.
Oh, is that store hiring?
You can do better. You can do so much better, Brice.
Oh my
I'm
god.
just,
In
trying to
India, my uncle was in the Air Force, so we used to go to like the Army, Navy, and Air Force balls. Mind you, my only one cousin is 17, 18. Her sister, my other cousin, 16, me 14. You can't be under 18 going to these balls, right? But obviously we're getting it, no problem, because we're with our parents. Okay, and like our parents used to let us be, we just on the dance floor, me and the 16-year-old, right? We just want to dance. And in India, like rain dances are really big, which is like they put artificial rain.
Oh.
Okay.
And yeah, and then it's like a DJ, Bollywood music, right? You're just like living your best life in the rain. Okay, why are these like grown ass men? And you could tell by their haircuts what level they are.
Oh.
So they're like coming up to us, and we'd be like, no, like I would be like, I'm 14, like please. And they'd be like, are your parents here? Like they don't need to know. Yeah.
This
Not
turned
are your
into a whole different podcast. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my, and who were the worst? The Air Force pilots, of course, and then the
because
Navy
they think they're
cadets.
hot shit. The Air Force pilots think they're hot shit. This is such a side note, but in like where I grew up, they actually had a reality
In
show.
Lake Alberta?
Cold Lake, Alberta.
Cold Lake, Alberta.
They had a reality show called Jetstream of all these pilots who tried to become fighter pilots. And of course,
Not
there's
Top
only like
Gun, baby.
they thought they were Top Gun, let me tell you. And there was like 2 or 3 of them ended up living in Cold Lake after that, because there's only so many places to be a fighter pilot in the Canadian Air Force. And this one guy, his call name that they made him on the show was Carney, which I don't know why he thought that was like a big deal. But he was like the star of the show. And he literally was like biggest asshole and loser that I've possibly ever met in my life. Like,
yeah, only a few men have had me in a blender, and one of them was a pilot. So it's just, what can you do?
They've got a girl in every city.
What's a blender?
You know, like, listen, I don't think I've ever called or texted a man first that I'm interested in. Even my husband will be like, you can text me good morning, like when I'm visiting, and I'd be like, text a man first. What? And he's like, we're married, but still doesn't matter. Can't be. But this boy, oh my God, had me calling him, texting him. Eventually, thankfully, he came to visit me. I did, I was like Sasha stand-up girl. Because he was like, oh, and he was a Cancer man. What am I doing? Just
say no to Cancer man.
Dummy, right? Anyway. And I remember having to text him and be like, no, like, we can't be friends either. Like, please stop messaging me. But he moved to other countries. And when it was 12 a.m. my time, right? Whatever time zone I was in, I would get a happy birthday text. It didn't matter what time zone he was in. So eventually I had to be like, I have a boyfriend. Please stop.
My God. So you stood up and then he needed to stand up.
Yes. Cancer women will also have you struggling. I get it. We do have that effect as well.
Too toxic.
But he had me in the first half.
Amazing. Yeah. Should we do another one?
Yes, let's move on.
Sasha, do you want to read this one?
Yes. Speaking of pilots, this one is called The Runaways. I'm just kidding. So it says, hello, mess magnets. Back in high school, I had some friends that couldn't deal with their circumstances, so they took to the road. Jose, Emily, one couple, Sarah and Mike, the other couple, decided to make a run for it. I'm crying. Like, I know. Where are their parents? Anyway. Between overbearing parents, house arrest with the ankle bracelet. woes.
How
And
did they get away with an ankle bracelet?
Right, they
what?
tracking you.
And I feel like if you cut it, the police just show up to your house immediately.
Well, they don't show up at your house, but like
but there's a warrant out for your arrest.
they'll, you know, a
Okay.
warrant will come out and then
Yeah.
you know.
And just plain love with the girl. They all had their reasons. The thing is, did their parents put them on house arrest?
I don't think if you have the ankle cuff, that's like juvenile, like, you know, juvenile probation.
You're right.
Or like,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So maybe their parole was over or some shit. Like, as
Okay.
in they didn't need to be under. We're just gonna pray this is not a crime we're talking about. Mike skipped for the day and picked up Sarah's 20-year-old quote unquote luxury boat of a car her father had found for a good deal. And that became our private limo. When we hung out with her, she was the only licensed driver with a car they knew at the time. Checks out. Mike goes to grab Jose from his house at his regularly scheduled late pickup time to go to school. He worked so he'd get the first period off for work release. Makes sense. They
Okay.
pull into school to supposedly drop Jose for class, but instead their plan starts to play out.
This is so dramatic.
Emily and Sarah emerge from the front door of the school as they pull and run to the car. A strategically placed a pair of hedge clippers was in the back seat. Oh my God. And the girls cut off their ankle bracelets and
no.
tossed them into the bushes by the exit to the school.
Not both the
What?
girls got ankle bracelets.
That is not who I thought had the ankle bracelets.
Right.
And that's on me.
Yeah, and you know what? They got away. They said, I'm going on the run.
What in the Bonnie and Clyde? And they're off. I don't know much about the details of their trip, but I did get a page with the I love you and murder codes from my friend Sarah. Yes, very much dates this to the late 90s. So apparently this is happening in the 90s. That makes sense.
Okay.
Why?
I
I
think
think it's
easier
easier to
for
get lost.
Run away.
Yeah. She didn't answer my return pages for days. So now I
Pages? Oh my-
understand page means from a
Oh,
pager.
not a beeper.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So it seems like Sarah was sending our messenger I love you and murder code. What is a murder code?
Murder.
How old am I? I should know this.
Is that
I
I would
think they were-
assume that like if
Okay, that is not what came up.
like a 911, or if like I was assuming with the beepers you would send like maybe like 1, 2, 3.
Right.
That's like you need to call me back. Something's happening, but
Yeah, they
Yeah.
made all these codes, and it seems like they were little criminals. So I guess
Yeah.
they had one for murder.
Live your life, queens. But of course, Sarah never answered any of the return pages, at least for a few days. When I finally heard from her about 3 weeks later, she gave me the basic rundown of what had happened. They gathered all the cash they had access to, and out the window went their IDs and the one credit or debit card they had between the 4 of them.
Oh my God.
Again, because cash used to be a thing back in the day.
Have you tried to use cash at a store lately? I feel like the cashier often is like, I don't know how to make change.
Oh, in the Bay Area, like a lot of these, I think because there's a lot of immigrant like food places, they really be only cash. And I was like, aren't we a cashless society by now?
No.
So in the Bay, and when we went to Japan, almost all cash.
really?
Okay.
Yeah, supposedly. So, Japan is like pretty ahead of its time,
Right.
but everything was cash only. Like the amount of times we had to go to 7-Eleven to get money from an
Well, I
ATM.
mean, even going from Canada to the States, like it's wild to me how many places where y'all are still signing for your credit cards and not
Oh,
using like
yeah.
tap in pins everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we be behind sometimes. Anyway, they were heading for the southern border. That was the end goal, I guess. In a suburb in Georgia, the first casualty happened. Mike was picked up by Walmart security for stealing a single box of granola bars.
Oh no.
Shouldn't the criminals Sarah and Emily be doing this. But anyway,
They should all be, getting what they can get.
yeah. But sure, turns out Jose, Sarah, and Emily had already made it out with a bunch of other goods. Perhaps that's why the guards were on alert. But anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
Oh, God.
And now, remember, the goal, southern border. Jose, Emily, and Sarah make it across the border.
Oh.
Yay, they did it.
It used
After
to
a
be
day
so
or so.
easy.
Yep. After a day or so, they realized 2 white teenage girls and a Puerto Rican don't equal instant success in Mexico. After a day or two of not really understanding the language, the native Spanish speaker says Puerto Rican Spanish is different, which is, yeah, this is very true. And they decide to head back to the States. In a pre 9/11 world, of course, it's quite easy to go to Mexico, but not as easy to come back to the United States. Do these people not check the news?
And they threw their IDs out. Like,
They should have at least had like a fake ID.
Yeah,
if they're
I
gonna
thought
get
that
rid of
meant
their
they're
real
having a
ID.
fake ID, but turns out that's not true.
Oh.
They're asked for their ID. Emily, the driver, again, the only licensed driver, says she lost her ID in Mexico and says the other 2 don't have licenses, so they don't have ID. Border agents ask them to pull over. They do, all thinking this is the end. Sarah, Emily, and Jose all give their real names and real addresses. After a period of time that seems like forever, the border agents approach them and say that they've verified the 2 white teenage girls, but cannot verify the gentleman.
Oh, no.
The
some
2
things don't
were free to
change.
go. The 2 were free to go, and if they didn't know this guy, because they were trying to cross the border illegally. I just have to pause. Remember when the 2 girls were the one that had the ankle bracelets?
Yeah. Damn.
Sadly, the girls did go along their way.
No, they left him at the border?
So, you know what? Child.
Jose was... What?
Y'all are so trifling. He's not even Mexican. He's Puerto Rican, which is American.
Oh, my God.
That is crazy.
Well, I mean, they're the 2. They had the ankle
Right.
break.
They're the criminals.
And they did what criminals do, and they abandoned their friend.
Oh my God, this is so disrespectful. 2 down, 2 to go. Anyway, turns out they settled in a southern Texas town and lived out of their car for a couple of weeks while working under the table at a 24-hour gas station. They couldn't afford to keep the engine running overnight, so they kept the windows open over time, but the bug bite really started to get them. Yeah, as someone that lived in San Antonio,
Yeah, damn.
the heat is out of control. So this is wild. When Emily started also having a really bad cough that just couldn't be shaken, they knew it was time to risk an emergency room visit. Sarah drove Emily to the hospital to get treated. Sarah don't have a license, correct?
I can't remember if
I
it's
think
Sarah's
she's the
car or
only
Emily's
licensed
car.
Emily's the
driver.
only one. Yeah.
Oh no, Emily.
Is it Sarah's car? Or Emily's car. Hold on.
It's one of
It's
them.
Sarah's car.
Oh, it's Sarah's car.
Sarah,
Sorry.
yeah.
We're good then. Okay,
I think they all were
understand.
driving, though.
You're right. I mean, at this point, you're delinquents. Just do whatever.
Who needs a
So,
license? It's the 90s.
Sarah, of course, drove Emily to the hospital to get treated, hoping for some meds, and they would be on their way. Sarah parked across the street when about 3 hours later, Emily came out of the ER and waved Sarah over. Sarah drove over, but was immediately blocked by a cop car in the front and the back to the ER entrance.
So did she snitch on her?
Seems like it was up because Sarah was admitted because Emily had tested positive for malaria.
Oh my God.
Well, if it's mosquitoes, yeah. Not wanting to risk her friend's life, she decided to bring her in as well. Sarah ends up testing positive, and the luxury boat of a car was towed.
Oh my God.
How did they get tipped off?
But
I don't understand. Maybe they gave their real names again.
Yeah, I think she was like, well, I have malaria. I don't want my friend to die. I'm just going to tell them the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe they was like, we need to quarantine y'all. Get your friend.
No, that's,
Very true, too.
2020 issues. So the girls were taken into custody, having both escaped their ankle bracelet life and treated for malaria while handcuffed to the bed.
Oh, no.
Sarah's father, of course, flew down to Texas to drive the car back. Not sure how Emily got back, but probably under similar circumstances as Sarah did. Sarah was flown back home in handcuffs, but oh my God, but there was an airplane phone in her row. She called Mike. Yes, the boyfriend she left in Georgia, collect call. Spoke to him the whole way home. It reported to have cost his mother
Oh my
over
God.
$1,200.
Oh, my God.
How do you not just say, like, just send my kid to jail at this point?
I want to know why they had the ankle bracelets in the first place.
Right.
Messenger, please do the follow-up.
Yes.
Did the 4 go on to lead, like, productive lives after this? Like, what happened? Did they ever get Jose back?
Yeah, what happened to Jose?
Is Jose still in Mexico? Did he start a family life?
Oh, my God.
Do we need to start a petition? #bring Jose back?
Yeah, free Jose.
I'm so confused. No, this was a great one.
Like, I don't know.
I don't even have anything to submit for the mess magnets, right? Like, I'm thinking like I had a very daring life. Like, I was just 14 sneaking off in the woods with my older brothers, like trying medicinal things. And I thought like, oh, I was bad. What in the hell?
That's just another day in California. What you talking about?
Oh, my God.
It's crazy to think that those people are like somebody's parents now. Though. Like,
Right?
Oh, but those kids can't get away with anything.
No, I think kids are always smarter than parents, right?
Yeah, but like when your parents have literally fled the country and left a friend at the border and got malaria, like what is the kid going to be able to figure out that they can't figure out?
The thing is, I think I would just tell my kids I did all this, so don't even try it because I'm 20 steps ahead of you.
But I think what the kids want to do nowadays isn't that, right? Like, I don't think like they ain't trying to steal a car and drive to like, they're going to take your credit card and order a Temu haul. Like, you know?
Yeah, they're like on Roblox getting the in-app purchases.
Okay, Kim. Yeah. Oh my God. Or they're getting their 20 Stanley Cups.
Oh my God. I saw a room with enough Stanley Cups to pay my rent 3 times over.
Somebody, what, like... I get it. Great.
Yeah, Sasha and I both have one.
No, this I did not pay for. I want to make it very clear. It was a bridesmaid's gift.
I understand. They work well.
I don't get it.
You know, you just need one. Like, it's a good water bottle, especially since I work from home, so I don't have to stick it in a bag, and it would leak if I had to take it.
Yeah, I would never travel with this. That's what I don't understand what these girlies are doing.
Where is the insurgence of this though? Like, I'm just confused.
Oh,
like
it's okay, it's like really linked to the Mormon mom influencers in Utah. So basically, like, when you're Mormon, you can't have like the caffeine and all of that stuff. So first they started making their like crispy Diet Cokes and all of that.
And then Water Talk, right?
Yeah, and then it expanded to Water Talk, which is where people have all their Stanleys and then they fill it with water and like 4 of the different like sugar-free syrups. Like they have it like a coffee
diabetes,
shop.
Like in a cup.
I've only
even
seen
if it's sugar-free,
mostly sugar-free. Still not great for you, but like not ideal. And like it's just like if you're gonna be drinking a fun drink, you want it to stay cold. And then Stanley just like became the cup of choice. I don't really know why it's Stanley in particular, because like it used to be Yeti. It used to be Hydro Flask. It used to be the plastic Nalgene's. It's just like every couple of years they pick a new cool water bottle.
Okay.
And this, I read a Twitter thread, but again, I don't know if this me when I spread misinformation. So it very well could be lies. I don't care. Allegedly, that the person that was in charge of marketing or something higher up at Crocs seems to be the person that took over at Stanley. So they just like realized that, you know how the Crocs craze
Just came
happened?
back again.
Yes. So basically, it seems like that they just kind of got a bunch of influencers and, you know, got them on Stanley Cups, sent this to a bunch of people, and that's how.
Well, and I think kind of ugly stuff is just in right now because it's like
Yes.
this isn't like a pretty cup. Let's be clear. Don't lie about it. It's
Yeah,
just a
my
metal
friend was
cup.
like mad though. So I knew what a Stanley Cup was. So I like texted her like, "Girl, you have 10 bridesmaids. Like, this is crazy. How'd you do this?" And like, we got UGG socks. Anyway,
Oh my
getting married in
god.
your
Okay,
30s.
your rich friends got it.
Well,
Right.
listen, when you're a doctor marrying another doctor and you're getting married in your 30s, I think it's very different. But anyway, so I was like, "Girl, oh my god, thank you." Right? I'm texting her. She's like, "You're one of the only people that knew what it was," and I'm
And are Stanley Cups expensive?
It's like a $50 cup.
Child, y'all know y'all could go to the Family Dollar or you could go to Target and you could get like the same type of material that will keep your ice cold.
I'm telling you, it's nuts. Like I literally I text my friend all the time to be like, I have to stop using this, but you got it for me as a gift. So I don't know what to
The
do.
one like cool story though is there's a woman who her car, I don't know what happened to her car,
Went
but her
on
car
fire and then
burned
the ice was
up.
still in it. So I see, Kirsten, I thought what Sasha was about to read allegedly was how the Crocs guy, I thought he set the car on fire.
Oh.
Because that is, and then Stanley bought her a new car.
Yeah, they
Yes,
did. They
they
bought
did,
her a new
you're
car and
right.
sent her some
Mhm.
Stanleys. But what's crazy, like, I want to know how much ice people are putting in their Stanleys because, like, my water always stays cold,
Yeah, I've never
but
had to
my
put
ice
ice.
doesn't stay frozen. Like,
Right.
if there was a fire, I don't think the ice cubes would still be there unless it was like full of ice.
Well, y'all know the Skims thing too, right? That girl that got shot and she was wearing Skims. So all her like
It
everything
kept
stays in
everything in.
place.
It saved her life
Saved her life.
because it was so tight. It formed like a tourniquet.
Now, did Kim Kardashian send her something?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
Kim
'Cause I didn't
Kardashian's
hear
probably
much.
representing the person that
Right.
shot her in like a innocence
You-
project.
Kirsten, no, Kirsten! Kirsten!
I have to go. This podcast is over. I'm sorry. Thank you for listening.
I know you didn't just do that, Kirsten.
Sorry.
Girl,
I'm going to
but-
hell.
Girl, but the gag is it was Sarah that shot her. Okay.
Oh my god.
Now we know where Sarah is.
Right.
I could see it.
Oh my god, I can't breathe.
Okay. Slight story about the Stanley Cup before we go to the
Please.
next story.
Yes.
So my niece, who is in 4th grade, wanted a Stanley Cup, and my brother's wife, she don't listen to the podcast, but anyway, she her ice melt quick. So she was texting me like, "Hey, this is what your niece want," and I was like, she want a Stanley Cup. And she was like, yeah, like she didn't know what it was. And so then I did a little research. I tweeted it like, why does my 9-year-old niece want a Stanley Cup? I didn't understand it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get it. I saw like the prices. I was like, yeah, no. So I went right to a store that had those little cups for like $5. Shout out to Etsy, because I went on Etsy, ordered a sticker. Boom, 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 boom. She got 4 of them.
Not you having my 9-year-old niece out here. Oh, why you did this to my girl?
Well, and then people are gonna see the color, be like, "Oh, that's a different color
The
combination. We
school that
need
she
it."
go to, I doubt that they are checking the validity of her Stanley Cup. But I am like waiting, because I'm like, them stickers are going to peel off. Like, I'm just waiting for her to text me. But I haven't gotten a text. But I did feel a little guilty because like she was like crying at Christmas.
Like, she thought you gave her $200 in Stanley Cups.
And I told my mom, and my mom was like, that was a bargain. Like, but I told her everything. My mom was like, well, that's like, she don't need it. So I'm waiting for the phone
Yes.
call or the text or the
Her
FaceTime to say,
crying.
So funny. No, by the time the sticker peels off, they won't be as cool anymore. Like, I think they're on the way out now.
Yeah, I think people have made them cringe to where I don't like. Again, I shared that I have a Stanley Cup, but I had to share the story of how I got it because I'm not out here walking around with Mr. Stanley.
I would like to say for the record, I would have spent the $50 on my cup, but I did have store points, and so it was all my other purchases
Stanley
paid for
store
the cup.
points?
No, it's in Canada. They're actually really
Oh.
hard to get in Canada, and they sell them on this website called well.ca, and it's like connected to a drugstore. And so all my like drugstore reward points I was able to use to get the cup for free.
Oh.
I just love this for us.
Yeah, I
This-
didn't spend a
it's
dime. Okay.
That and Drunk Elephant. That's another thing the young like the young girlies wanted. And I was like,
sad because Drunk Elephant's not that good for,
Yeah, I did
especially
the
for the price
research.
point. Like,
So what's Drunk Elephant? I don't know.
so Drunk
It's like
Elephant
another-
is skincare.
yeah.
And
I
they
was
have
gonna
like the packaging is really cute, like colors and plastics, and they have like a full range, but like it's expensive. Like it's like $80 for a moisturizer for your face kind of vibes. And like the active ingredients are not that active, in my opinion, for Drunk Elephant. So I
Mhm.
wouldn't recommend it, and especially not for 10-year-olds. Why do you need
But time out,
anti-aging skin cream?
Kirsten, because we gotta get to something. So, Drunk Elephant is expensive.
Yes.
The active ingredients aren't that active.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, in order to know that, you would have tried it.
I have tried Drunk
Oh, okay,
Elephant
girl.
years ago. Like
Uh,
years ago.
Girl, what y'all doing over there in Lake Alberta? Because I feel like, Kirsten,
Cold Lake.
you want some, like, what you had points to?
I used to be in my credit
Kirsten-
card debt era, but I'm not in that era
Okay.
anymore.
No, and like Kirsten is a true pop culture girly. Like she be yes. I will be like, I've heard of it, but I never spend my money on it. And Kirsten's like, no way, I got it.
Don't worry, I got it.
It's like Keith Lee, I got it. I'm
not
gonna
that
eat it and
good.
I'll try it. And now you
But, wait, okay. So, all right, wait. Wait. I know this is anonymous, but
No,
time
it's
out.
fine.
Girl, I need to know your thoughts on Keith
Hot
Lee in the Bay Area. Ah!
Sasha fell out of her chair. Oh no.
Child, now he said, that, listen, I just don't think that the Bay Area is the place
Right.
that I want y'all to wait 5 hours outside the line. If it may be for some, but not you.
Okay. Quick bite. But I do feel a type of way, but he's also not wrong.
Right.
So both things can be true.
But
so
isn't that any city though? Like,
the thing is, this is Sasha's opinion only. I don't speak for the Bay Area. I speak as a transplant. People in the Bay are really okay with things that normal people should not be okay with. Why are y'all okay with paying $1 million for a 1-bedroom apartment, right? Like that's what the Bay be on. So that's why all the people that are mad at Keith Lee, I think low key are on that vibe because they like really ride for the Bay. Secondly, the wealth disparities in the Bay Area, out of control, disgusting, disrespectful. I remember moving to this area and then, I was excited because there was a lot of people of color. When I lived in San Francisco, that wasn't, well, it's only Asians really, but that's it. That's the only like diversity. Move in here, there's actual diversity. It's been 3 years. It just gone. Diversity gone. So gentrification is real. All of that, right? So Keith Lee's not wrong. Now, where I believe he went wrong is he went to the Tenderloin. And when I tell you, I wouldn't send my worst enemy to the Tenderloin. It is The Walking Dead, like, period. So that's like, if someone would be like, hey, Keith Lee, there's a really good food place in Skid Row, and you should sit in your car and eat there. You wouldn't.
right.
So that's why I think someone set him up by sending him to the fucking Tenderloin. So that's another point. And I believe that he said he tried a bunch of other cuisines, but like we didn't see it.
Good. He said
Yeah.
it wasn't that good.
But I believe that the Bay is only good for its international food. Like I have never had Indian food anywhere else in the country like I've had it here in the Bay Area. So I do think like Asian food, African food, right? Like Caribbean, that's where you come to the Bay. You don't come to the Bay for maybe things that he likes to eat.
Okay.
And I do believe soul food, like, I can't eat a lot of it because I keep kosher, but vegan soul food down the street from me, I mean, the line is like out, like it's like 5-hour line. So I think Bay Area foodie culture, it's already the place. If your shit is good, it's already popping, and it doesn't
That's what
need
he
the Keith
said.
Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't need the Keith Lee effect. And unfortunately, the places that aren't, it's a reason why.
Well, because why would you wait 5 hours in line if you had
For
another
mid
option?
food.
Yeah.
Every time a new restaurant opens in the Bay, you cannot get reservations for months. It doesn't matter what cuisine it is or where in the Bay Area it is. So it's just people like to spend money here on food. Like takeout culture is huge. There's a lot of young families like outside of San Francisco. So I wish he'd name the international cuisine and Michelin star restaurants he went to because and in Atlanta he went to the popular places. So I'm confusion.
Right.
So that's how I feel. Very conflicted. But yeah, don't go to the fucking Tenderloin and like this man eats in his car. Can you they got like people shooting up, sorry, but like, graphic, skip a little bit, but like we have
She says
seen
after she already said it.
no, like they have people are shooting their like men are shooting their private parts because that's like the only
Place with a vein.
yes.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm like, why would you send anyone there? I would never. If like, oh my god, if RHAP was coming, I'd be like, hey, make sure this area you stay out of, right? Like, I would never. It's not the place to go, but that doesn't equal
There's a few podcasters you would send there. Come on.
zero. I'm telling you, that's
kidding,
how
I'm
bad
kidding.
it is. Literal Walking Dead, y'all. So, so yeah, I have many, but again, I don't think Keith Lee's wrong. At the end of the day, he has a shellfish allergy.
Oh, and then he went to the
And
hospital.
he went to the hospital, so he deserves to leave. I do find it just very funny because he's like, I'm from Detroit, like I'll be fine at the Bay, and in 6 days he's out.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh my
that was
god,
crazy.
I just feel like someone from Atlanta must have done this.
It was somebody from the old lady gang. Okay.
Or Milk and Honey,
Or Milk and Honey.
the real Milk and Honey, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Should we do another
no,
story?
please, let's. Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, we're horrible.
No.
Listen,
Don't ever
it's mess
apologize.
magnets.
Okay.
What did you come here for? If not this.
That was mess.
okay.
Okay.
Please.
This one is called My Life is a Lie, and I love it so much. So, our messenger has he, him pronouns, and he wants to know our advice on how to tell his coworker that his life has been a lie. Our messenger is a gay man,
Okay.
and so one of his friends from high school, Francine, was going to college or university, going to college, and our messenger wasn't. She was getting a apartment off campus and needed a roommate. So our messenger tagged along and moved to a different state with his high school friend. Francine's mother did not like that she was going to be living with a guy she wasn't married to.
Mm-hmm.
So our messenger and Francine would joke and said that they would get engaged to make her happy. When he showed up to her house to move in, she had gotten a giant package of ring pops, and later that day they went to Walmart to pick some stuff up. They went into the jewelry section and they found a cheap $10 ring for Francine, and they bought it for the joke. Like, just joking that they're together. So fast forward, they've moved in together. Our messenger gets a job at it's either like a Costco, Sam's Club type of vibe.
Okay.
And they went to go sign his roommate up under his free employee account. And she wore her engagement ring because she thought it would be funny and told our messenger's coworker, yeah, we're getting married. And his coworker made a big point of sharing and embarrassing our messenger.
Oh my god.
See, okay. Never mind. Because I got questions. Because this is the mess magnet. So,
You could say it.
me as a gay man, right? Kirsten over there in Lake Alberta. Okay, you working at the shop, and I come in, and you've been working with me. And again, the LGBTQ plus community is not a monolith. So, we're all different. But I'm just saying, I'm putting myself into the situation. And so, Kirsten, we over here in Lake Alberta, and me and Sasha, we roommates. And you've been working with me for 2 weeks. And Sasha come in and say, hey, we're engaged. What, like, Kirsten? Kirsten.
I mean, I'd have some questions.
Okay.
I would have some questions.
Right. So my advice is you don't got to tell your coworker. I think, but anyway, all right, let me just.
Oh my God. I'm just laughing on account that like Priscilla is a little blind.
Yeah. And so like it's been years. And Priscilla, the coworker, has asked this messenger about his wedding and his girlfriend over the years.
Is Priscilla an older lady?
She has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be. Has to be. It's Costco's too. Priscilla is that older black lady that is retired. Okay, so the story is making sense.
Okay, it's coming together. And so since then, like Priscilla has gotten a different job, but she sometimes comes into the store occasionally. So her messenger just avoids her if he sees her coming. But he wants to know, should he just tell Priscilla the truth? Should he come up with an elaborate fake breakup or divorce?
Yes.
No.
So his one concern is Priscilla is religious enough that he's not super aware of her stance on the LGBTQ plus community. So maybe coming out might be iffy in the situation to him. And he just wants to know his thoughts on what he should do. Just say you broke up.
No.
I'm in the breakup, messy divorce camp because I'm horrible.
Miss Priscilla needs a wake-up call. You need to tell her y'all broke up. Now you need to get one of your friends to come in and be like, you know what? I actually decided I like men. But here's the thing that got me. Miss Priscilla don't even work there no more.
No, but she has him in a chokehold.
But the lie continues.
No, you must like this. See, this is how we know our messengers are just like us because you're so messy. Like,
Here's the thing. I think Priscilla will believe anything you tell her.
Correct.
Right? So just like make up a messy breakup. And then if you feel safe, then sure, tell her the truth.
The mess magnets. I say go big or go home.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Tell her you are expected.
With the man. And guess what? Francine is the egg donor.
She's the surrogate.
Yes.
Or no. Tell Francine you are polyamorous.
Oh, Miss Francine can't handle that.
Yes, no. I want you to rock Miss Francine's world. Make it so she don't want to see you no more. So then the problem is solved.
If she gets shot somewhere else.
Yeah. No, she's just gonna act like he doesn't exist. Like, I've lived in the South long enough to know that these people are masters at, if you don't agree with them, to act like you died.
Oh,
they'll be like, "Wow, I miss Messenger. He gone. He's with the Lord now." That's what they'll say.
Not with the Lord now.
Tell me I lie.
It'd be a pretty funny bit at live events if you two pretended you were dating, though.
How many people would we get? That's the problem.
I think that
you get some.
We get a couple now.
Oh my God. We were Karthik and just waiting with
and bless their hearts.
It's my wife, Sasha. How you?
They'd be like, wait, that's not what you sound like on the podcast.
It's my persona. I met her. Oh, wait, hold on. Ah! I'm going to tell him. I'm a fighter pilot.
We both live on base.
We live on base. We got two dogs.
With our dogs and our turtles.
Oh my God. Yeah, you want a divorce, but Sasha won't let you have it.
She won't let me have it. And she loves driving my luxury car that my dad bought me. And she's the licensed driver in the house.
This is too
People
much.
do think I'm Latina all the time. It checks out. I could be your Jose.
Better not
It's
leave
in the
at
name.
the border.
Oh my god! Listen, just take the PH off of the last name. It works.
Oh, yeah, but
Okay. Okay.
Oh my god.
I
Okay.
can't breathe.
That was too much. Okay, I
Okay.
feel like
Oh
we
my God.
probably have time for what, like one more?
Okay, can we do the one? This is a little long, but
Yeah,
this is
which one
so
do you wanna do?
ridiculous. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do the cheating coworker mess because it does have advice at the end.
Okay.
So this can be our last one.
Okay.
All right.
Go
So-
ahead, baby.
Oh my god. I want to end this.
Wait, time out. Wait. You know where we went for our honeymoon?
Puerto Rico, of course.
No. We was at Lake Alberta.
Cold
All right.
Lake. Oh my god.
Cold Lake. But it was warm that weekend.
Brice is trying to kill me.
Brice just wants to take over my podcast.
I mean,
you
I
know-
have
and
it.
you-
It's fine.
And you know.
Once you're married, a quarter of this podcast will be his, Sasha.
And you know, when we was in Cold Lake, Alberta, Kirsten used those points and got us some Stanley Cups for our wedding gift.
But I'd want a drunk elephant.
I'm gonna put you both in ankle monitors.
And we walked down the aisle in Crocs
With our ankle monitors.
with our ankle, and we cut them off when we.
and threw our IDs away.
And you know who? What's the word? Not facilitated. Who facilitated the wedding?
Priscilla.
Priscilla.
This has been the most fucked up
Ah.
to game of telephone.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We're not telephone, Mad Libs.
Keith Lee was going to come. He had allergic
Keith Lee-
reaction.
Keith Lee was supposed to review the food. Didn't have
The food
food tour was cut short.
was cut short. Miss
'Cause we
Priscilla was pissed.
We tried to go to Gotham City. San Francisco's not Gotham City. Shut up, everyone. Okay. Anyway.
But Keith Lee
Oh
is
my
coming
God.
back to Cold Lake, though. He's gonna come back to Cold Lake.
I can't breathe.
Okay.
Oh my god. I hope the messengers find this just as funny because this shit is hilarious.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Please let me get my life together. Okay. So
Take it down.
this is cheating co-working mess. All right. Plus some advice at the end. 5 years ago, I met my now husband, Mason, at work. I've moved to a different company, but he still works there. He actually started a quote, our company about 2 years before me with a group of 4 other guys that became his best friends. And they also found their partners at this job.
Oh, that's messy.
Yes.
Is this on a military base?
No, it's The Bachelor in Paradise. And then the 8 of us, 2 of the 5 guys that from the original training group also ended up together. So the 8 of us are very close and worked together and stayed close even after a number of us moved out of our jobs. Great. About 6 months after I moved, I came to say hi on my lunch break and maybe eat with my husband and our group of friends. I found him out in front of his car with a female coworker who I had never worked with, and her name is Natalie. She was sitting in the front seat. They were just sitting, talking, and when I approached the car, Mason's face lit up. He jumped out, said hi, introduced me to Natalie.
Okay.
During a conversation we had in private,
This is Natalie.
right? Like what?
He jumped up and his face lit up. Okay.
Now, when he jumped up, did Natalie? Never mind.
Stop.
Where's Natalie jumping from?
Woo! Okay. During a conversation we had in private later that night, Mason said that Natalie had wanted to listen to a band he had talked about earlier, and she suggested his car. He didn't see it as cheating, which our messenger agrees that it isn't, or inappropriate. Our messenger thinks it was, since moments like this happened a lot early in our relationship.
Oh.
I told him I wasn't comfortable with him doing that with women outside our circle of friends, and said that I'd feel more comfortable in the future if they'd hang out in the break room, outside in groups, etc. He said he was fine. That was the end of it. Or so she figured.
Oh,
About a
no.
month later, a girl in our circle of friends, whose name is Nina, had met Josh, a J name. Stay away from Josh.
Leave the Joshes alone.
Is the truth. You got the one good cancer, Josh, that was made in this world. Anyway, so Nina had met Josh. Okay, so Nina texts our messenger saying, "Have you met Natalie?" Apparently, Nina had gone to pick up Josh from work the day before and found him and Natalie sitting on the curb sharing his AirPods, in her words, being kind of touchy. I I told her the conversation I had with Mason and how he respected my request and suggested she do the same. Nina said she had tried, but Josh got super defensive and said she wasn't allowed to control him at work, especially since she had left the company. The next time we all hung out, Nina and I found a chance to ask one of the other girls still working at the company what they thought about Natalie. She got super cagey and whined about her work habits, but our messenger pushed, asked specific questions, about personality, music taste, sense of humor, etc. That friend goes, "Yeah, Natalie's never really talked to anyone at work besides Mason and Josh.
She's a man-eater.
She's Woo! Later, I talked to Mason again and asked specifically if Natalie was flirty or tried to hang out one-on-one with him. He said not really, and then offered to show me their texts. You guys, I didn't know they were texting. And yes, they were pretty flirty and not at all work-related. Yep. After reading them, I told Mason it was inappropriate and needed to stop. He said he was just matching her tone and he thought it was just her personality.
I'm sorry. Are we to believe this? Because I feel like men would think that they're getting flirted with when someone's just like, "Oh, hi, how are you?"
No, so she read the text.
Like, we're to believe that Mason didn't believe that this was flirting.
Right.
Like, seriously?
See, I also feel like I need to see what Mason looked like to give a better, no, honestly, though, I feel like sometimes, a person's demeanor, what they give, because on the positive side of Mason, him being like, look at her text. Like, I would feel like he's like, we're not doing anything. Like,
Be a little slow, like dumb, but not like a bad person. That's what I get.
Yeah. That's the vibe I get too.
Yeah, but
little golden retriever.
Messenger. Yeah. And like shiny things excite Mason, I feel. Not that you're not shiny messenger, obviously. I'm just saying. Natalie be moving, okay? So
yeah.
Of course, our messenger said I didn't care, and it was to put him on, you need to put some distance between you and keep it professional. That's what our messenger said. After a bit, he understood our messenger's perspective and agreed to hold the line, and he still has. Okay. But the thing is, now we got to check his Facebook Messenger, because has he just stopped texting on a technicality?
What's on his Snapchat?
Yeah. First of all, if anyone's using Snapchat, end it. Because it's shady. Nothing else is on Snapchat now, okay? Besides, Anyway, so...
Or the X.
So our messenger now, goes back to Nina and says, hey, here's how you can talk to Josh. Here's what I used. But again, I told her that, it wasn't really her business. And that's what Josh said to Nina, and wouldn't let Nina read his text with Natalie. So, of course, Nina gets suspicious and asked a friend from outside of our group to do some digging. Well, this friend ends up catching Josh and Natalie in a compromising position on company time within the next 2 weeks. And since it was on company time and near a customer service area, they were both fired.
Oh no.
Oh,
So I think Mason is clear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This is giving like the Scandoval, right? Where she was flirting with one Tom but actually effing the other Tom.
Very much so, yeah.
That's what I was getting. Is that Mason is unfortunately the patsy of this.
Yeah, and Josh was probably never gonna leave Nina. He until he got caught.
Correct. So Nina was furious, but Josh groveled and she agreed to try and make it work. These girls, like, I can't. Okay. Anyway, if you like it, I love it. He agreed to let her read his texts and deleted his social media accounts, among other temporary measures, as he regains her trust.
No, this man has other social media for sure.
yeah.
Girl,
And why you gotta
yeah.
delete your social media?
But that means you're out here doing mega
Right.
dirt. You know what I mean? Like, impossible. That is just a one-time thing.
Oh God.
Ugh. Yeah. So, but wait, there's more. And this was a real kicker why I said I have to include this. So, I just found out, our messenger says this, through another friend in the group. First of all, this friend group is so messy, and I
So
love you
messy.
all. Group, however, that Josh and Natalie are still in contact. How, you ask? Well, she got a job at a local restaurant, and he orders delivery and pickup food from there and communicates with her via order notes.
Now that's too much. That like that now. That
See, that's the thing. If someone's gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat. You can't like you can check their
yes.
texts, you can delete their social media, whatever. They're gonna do it if they're gonna do it.
But at that point, if you are communicating through order notes, just in your relationship and be with her. Like, but again, I need to lay eyes on these people.
Yeah,
because
I see
for
what
me
you
to
mean.
make a better story in my mind, because now sending order notes, that's a little desperate. Like, if we're going to communicate, like, let's just download WhatsApp or Telegram or like order notes.
Like put her in your contacts as like mom or something. I don't know.
No, but
Hey,
you know,
I
she's
like
reading
extra.
texts.
I like extra ketchup on my sandwich today. Hold the lettuce. Like, what are you saying?
Like, I'll probably like meet me at this hotel at 5 p.m. Thanks, bye.
I think Josh needs to go to jail until we figure this out.
Correct.
Just until we figure it out.
Yeah.
And then afterwards he can go and be with Natalie, who he obviously would rather be with.
Mm-hmm. So here's our like advice. Question. Do I tell Nina? Is what our messenger asked. I don't know how long this has been going on, how far the relationship has progressed, etc. Josh is obviously a piece of trash, but Nina is more focused on Natalie, and I think the fire she's getting is unfair. Listen, our messenger, a girl's girl.
Yes.
Josh is the one who cheated on a partner, not Natalie. And what to do about Mason? Can I believe he was that naive, or was he just ready to move on to the next workplace fling as Josh was? It's also awkward. I don't know what to do.
I mean, Mason showed you the text. I think first of all, like Mason's, I think fine. Just a little, maybe a
I
little.
think we gotta keep a side eye on
No,
Mason.
for sure.
But that's it.
And I also feel like, and I'm single, so, but I also feel like, some ground rules in relationships. Maybe we
Yes.
need to go over some, like, what are we find appropriate and what we don't find
Yeah,
appropriate.
correct.
And sometimes, my opinion, messier, or what you call them, anonymous.
Mhm.
I feel like, sometimes if you open the lines of communication up, right? And not make it making a person feel bad, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like,
Yeah, I don't think you can attack Mason.
Like, they've had
But yeah.
such good conversations with Mason already. I
Yes.
feel like they could easily go to Mason and be like, hey, since all of this came out, I feel like we're not on the same page. And I would just really like to talk about what we both think is appropriate so that neither of us makes a mistake and steps out of line on accident.
Yeah.
right.
And I think you can be honest, right? Like, it just has me feeling a type of way. It's nothing necessarily specifically about you. It's just all of the situation is so messy. I want to get our shit together and on the same page. I think that's a
Right.
valid conversation. That's a grown people should talk.
Because, like, you're married to him and you've been together for, like, 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you could just talk about it.
Yeah, and it Mason sounds, at least how you've said it, sounds like he's open anyway to like understanding all this stuff. So I feel like we should be good. But here's the thing. Sometimes shooting the messenger is a thing. So be careful. I've had unfortunately a friendship ruined because I was like, this guy sucks. Here's all the receipts. And it has turned on me. But the other piece is like, but I can't have it on my conscience knowing someone's doing someone dirty. But I don't know. These if you see all these girlies on TikTok, they'll like drag their man and be like, but I'm standing by him, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like our 2024 energy has to be, if you like it, I love it.
Right.
Yeah, I almost feel like our messenger's already too involved in Nina and
Yes.
Josh's relationship with how she's already been coaching Nina on what to do. Like, Nina made her decision after they were found in a compromising position, and she probably isn't going to change her mind just because you tell her something else.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
I think it's more about being a friend and supporting them while they're in this, and being there is a thing as being a listening friend, right? Like, you can come to me and I can listen, but I can't really offer you advice because you're going to do what you want to do. So I can support you. But ultimately you got to live your own life and you have to do what works, because, sometimes, again, these friends will go out and say all this stuff but you still with Tyrone. So
not Tyrone.
So you gotta do what works for you. Okay.
Yeah, I also unfortunately agree. I just think you have to be so careful, especially because the friend group at this point is also way too involved. So I don't want you losing out on your friends because you're trying to, actually stand up and do the right thing. Because what you're saying is correct. Natalie doesn't deserve all the hate. Number one, just like Ariana Grande doesn't deserve all the hate. And
Period.
Stop just like coming for women, right? It's not fair. And I will say Nina maybe be knowing, and maybe she needs to turn a blind eye. And that's what she's decided. We don't know Nina's life at this point, is how I feel.
She could just be wanting to get them GI benefits. And so she might be like, hold, like,
she just wants to live off base.
Correct. No, I'm with you on that. So unfortunately, that's how I feel. I thought this was a great one to end on.
Yes.
I needed to share that with y'all. There's a bunch of other ones that we loved, but they're very long. So we do want to do them justice. So we have marked them. Don't worry, y'all. Yes. But yes, this is it.
We did it.
Finished.
That's it?
I know. But Brice, you got to come back for a regular.
Please.
Yes.
Please. February, March, April, whenever y'all need to call me.
Listen, we'll call you soon. Okay, great.
We'll call.
Next time something like crazy happens, you're in. Because then I think this
when we talk about this cruise, maybe that's a good time.
Oh, yeah, because you're very much
I'm very much in
as well. Me too.
I did a little podcast of just breaking down some of the characters this week. So yeah, I am very invested.
Ooh, okay. So we could do cruise talk maybe in a few weeks. And Brice will be back for cruise talk, baby.
I love it.
We here.
Your CT captains will be here. Perfect. But with that, we are gonna wrap up this week's episode of Mess Magnets. Brice, we are eternally grateful for you and for you saying yes and taking time out of your day to show up. So where can the people find you?
I am all over the world when I am not in Cold Lake, Alberta. I'm at Brice Izyah on every social media platform. And you can check the Purple Pants podcast out. And if you are listening to the sound of my voice, y'all need to be giving Mess Magnets a 5-star review. Let's get it down to only 5 stars for Mess Magnet. 5 stars for Mess Magnet. That's all me and Sasha want for our anniversary. We just want some 5 stars for the Mess Magnets. Please and thank you.
Oh my god. Someone please clip that and just play it all.
Yeah, honestly, we're gonna turn that into a song for future episodes.
Correct.
Play it at the end.
Yeah, or that can be our intro.
Come on.
Phil T, make it a song.
Please help us out, Phil T. Oh my god. Perfect. And what about you, Kirsten?
Yes, so right now, my shows are not on currently, but you can still go follow the Hot Dummies on Islands feed, give it ratings and reviews. I always love that. And you can follow me everywhere at Kirsten Said What, including twitch.tv/Kirsten Said What. And Sasha, what about you?
Yes, and of course, I'm covering, in addition to Mess Magnets every week, I'm talking Below Deck Med. It turned into a little bit of a snooze fest, but guess who isn't a snooze fest? Chappelle and me. So check out the Bravo TV Wrap Ups feed or our Rob Has a Podcast YouTube channel where we'll be uploading all of our shows. We'll mostly go live, but not this week, just because it's a busy week for me. Sorry. But check all of that out if you love us or Below Deck. And I have wrapped up on the Everything is Super feed at Post Show Recaps Echo with Jason Reed. Great show. Of course, Marvel had to chop and screw it up, but still beautiful representation. If you want to know more about Native American, Choctaw, Oklahoma specifically, check out Echo. A lot of great stuff. And Brice and I are launching Love and Hip Hop.
Yes.
Like, we're gonna be talking Love and Hip Hop. Brice really said, hey, we gotta come back, and y'all know I'm ready for Love and Hip Hop. So that will be out. I know, I'm so excited. So that'll be out soon as well. And for everything else, just follow me on Twitter at funsize_04. Thank you everyone for listening. Bye.